Welcome. Today I just want to go over some quick concepts in research that will help you for this course. We'll just have a quick overview of different types of research, then go into how you can search for and find quantitative and qualitative research articles. So let's get started. Quantitative research tends to focus around statistical data, numbers, and logic. The researcher often starts with a hypothesis of what they expect to see, and then use surveys or experiments to get statistical data to support or refute that hypothesis. This requires the researcher to maintain a high level of professional detachment or objectivity, letting the data speak for itself. It's most commonly used to explain when, where, and how often things may happen. Common tests include the t-test and chi-square test. Qualitative research tends to be more subjective, because it requires more interpretation and may be more subject to the researcher's own worldview. The findings may not be as generalizable to a larger population. In qualitative research, the researcher usually starts with no assumptions or theories about what they expect to find and simply examine their data for patterns. It is often used to explain why or how something happens or has happened. Common research methods include interviews, focus groups, literature reviews, and observational data. Searching for quantitative articles is pretty easy. You just want to take your standard keyword search, using the keywords you've selected for the information you're trying to find out, and add a keyword or two to help limit to quantitative articles. You can't really know something is quantitative without reading the methodology for how the research was conducted, but a good search can help save a lot of time. Let's say we want to know what sort of impact class size has on student success. One research question we might ask could be, what impact does class size have on test results? For this question, we might look at the nouns and use the keywords class size and test results in our search. Now we want to add something to limit to quantitative articles. We could add quantitative, as shown here. We could also add other terms or even specific quantitative tests, such as statistical, correlation, t-test, or post-test. Searching for qualitative articles follows a similar process. We take a qualitative question such as, what experiences do students have when taking final exams? Select out our keywords, in this case, experiences, students, final exams. Then add qualitative keywords such as qualitative, interview, phenomenological, or case study. As you can see in this chart, research into educational practice falls into the categories of summative or formative. Summative research takes place at the end of an instructional unit and generally compares performance to an established standard or benchmark. These can include tasks such as major projects or final exams. Summative research tends to be quantitative. Formative research takes place during the learning process and can provide valuable information for assessing learning or instruction practices. It is generally conducted with low to no point value activities such as analyzing student work, asking how and why questions of students, or short 1-minute papers. As it relies less on scores or statistical data, formative research tends to be qualitative. If you have academic questions about qualitative or quantitative research, reach out to your instructor for help. If you need assistance finding or citing qualitative or quantitative articles, the library is here to help you. We're here to help, but your instructor is your main stop for anything to do with assignments or understanding course materials. As always, remember that your instructor and your AIU librarians are here to help you, and never hesitate to reach out for support.